Alright, hello again folks, and I decided in light of some earlier events last night to do this video, and I've been wanting to actually probably do this video for a while, so there's no better time to do it than now. So, in case most people don't know, I currently go by Terry's GG&G, which again stands for guitars, gaming, and general stuff. I know it kind of seems cheesy, but it makes sense because this is my personal channel, and basically I throw up whatever content I have ever since I've had this channel up since 2010. I have gone by primarily one other nickname in the past, Terry Bear, and yeah, felt it was time for a change, given I've been using that nickname for like 30 odd years. So anyways, why I'm here and point in this video, I'm just going to do some rough, raw, unedited, other than to put the clips all together, answering some questions that hopefully you that are watching this video are curious about or need some information or answers on. That said, my own experience, I do not have an IT background. I'm not A+ certified. Everything that I know is from my own hands-on experience with being online since the mid-90s, as well as using computers on my own as well. Also, any other insight I have into things in regards to stuff is not only from my own research into it, but as well as other people's experiences as well. So with that said, out of the way, hopefully the mic is picking up a bit better. I've added a gain and a noise reduction filter in OBS on the mic input, so this should hopefully be a bit more clear for folks. That said, let us begin this video. Alright, well, first up, you want to do live streaming of your own guitar playing, maybe having a discussion, sharing knowledge, playing guitar, or anything else. What do you need to get beginning? Well, first off, you obviously need an internet connection. And your internet connection, for you to actually be able to stream properly over the internet, you are going to need either a cable, DSL, or fiber optic connection that will give you at least a minimum 5 megs upload and at least a minimum 10 meg download speed. When I say 5 meg up and 10 meg down, I mean per second data transfer speed, not any longer than that, or else it would be a really bad connection. The faster and higher you can go in bandwidth, such as in download, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's what comes into your computer which is relatively important. The real key to streaming is upload. That is where you want to have the most bandwidth to actually stream out to the internet for people to see you. So the higher you can get, over 5 megs for upload, the better your stream quality is going to be and less chance of having any errors. Like in the case of myself, right now I am on a cable connection, third-party ISP here in Canada called Tech Savvy. I've been with them since 2002, I believe. So quite a few years I've been with them. And I'm on an independent cable connection with them that is backboned through Rogers Cable. And I am currently paying about $72 a month, to which I get 150 megs a second down and 15 megs a second up. So I have a large amount of bandwidth to do so. Some of the more popular YouTubers out there that are tech savvy and have the funds to do it, they have connections that are like 100 megs down and up, in that range. People in, say, like Japan, certain parts of Asia, also have access to cheaper and faster connections like that. Same thing as a fair amount of the parts in Europe and so forth. So first of all, definitely you're going to need that, is the higher bandwidth to be able to send data to and from the internet. Secondly, you are going to need a computer, whether it is a PC or a Mac / Apple product, that is going to have enough power to manage and control that bandwidth to the internet. So in that regards, you're going to want to have, especially in the case of a PC, you're going to want to have at least Windows 7, which will soon be outdated. And one of the rumors I've heard is that they're actually going to start charging a monthly fee for to have Windows 7 on your computer, which is like pretty cruddy. Otherwise, go with Windows 10. You're going to want to have a minimum quad core processor, meaning a processor in the computer that has 4 physical cores. You mostly want to have 4 cores with 8 threads, which is 2 threads that come off of each individual core. That will help you to have more bandwidth in your computer to process everything. You'll want to have at least 16 gigs of RAM. You'll want to have at least a 1 terabyte physical hard drive. If you can get a SSD or M.2 form factor solid state drive, that would be better. In that range, you're definitely going to want a minimum of 256 gigs. The prices of those have came down, so you are probably could be in the market to get a 512 gig, or as it's also called, a half terabyte drive. That would be a better investment than physical hard drives. Physical hard drives nowadays are known just basically for long-term data storage, backup of like old pictures and such. It's a slowed down, aged out technology for that reason. And the capacities of it have gotten larger, but when it comes to actual system performance for what you want for a computer, and especially more so for a streaming computer, it just does not have the data bandwidth of, say, SSD hyphen solid state drive or the M.2 format NVMe drives that are currently out on the market. Again, 16 gigs RAM, preferably DDR4 in the at least 2800 megahertz range. The higher you can get in that, the better it is. Again, if you can afford to do it as well, you should also be looking to step up to 32 gigs of RAM. If you're not doing anything major like gaming, you could step back to a slower speed with 32 gigs of RAM, and it might not impact your actual performance as much as, say, having a slower speed and 16 gigs of RAM in your computer system. Let's see. What else? Oh, a webcam. It is essential as well too. Webcam such as Logitech C920 as I have. They also have a Logitech 4K or Logitech Brio, which does 4K resolution, but you want a webcam that will give you at least 720p or 1080p, so you can stream in a high definition out to people. Also, you want a mic. It can be a USB connection, it can be a 3/4 cable connection, or in the case of like what I used to have on these Sennheiser PC350 headphones, even a good gaming headset with a mic will do the job just fine for recording your voice. Also, you want to make sure that the motherboard you have in your computer has good onboard sound. I do recommend, though, an actual off-board, actual physical sound card. The one that I suggest at the moment is a Asus Sonar. That's XODAR-DX, which retails for $29 to $49, relatively cheap, and it'll do more than a good job at what you want it to do. So that also, ideally, when you do stream, you can do it over one monitor, but in a more efficient way, you really do want to have two computer monitors, because you can then see your chat in the one monitor and actually what you're streaming or playing in your main monitor. Also, software wise, before I forget about it, you will also want to use, in the case of Twitch and Google, they have their own, I believe, in-browser, in-web browser apps or plugins to be able to do live streaming over. Specifically, Google actually just has a plugin that will only work if you just want to do like video like this and talking and hosting people. Twitch, I actually believe you have to download their desktop app I believe, to actually do streaming. I'm not 100% sure if you can actually stream through their app or through a web browser. I think you do have to use what I'm using right now, which is a piece of freeware software called OBS. There is one or two versions. To me, the actual OBS software from their site is the proper software to get. Let me just pull up the web browser here as I make my face move around here. It's another cool feature about this OBS software is that you can stretch and manipulate what you're doing in it. To get the OBS software, you can go to https the two up and down things //obsproject.com, or simply go to google.com's web search and type in OBS project or OBS Studio, which is exactly what I'm using right now. The OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software. So that's basically the rundown initially for what you need to live stream. And of course, I forgot a video card, because obviously you need a video card to go out to your monitors. You can use onboard or again a off-board physical video card as well. In the case of that though, you don't need anything powerful, like 2 or 4 gigs of RAM with an off-board solution, whether it be AMD, NVIDIA, Intel, whoever's out there. Just as long as you have video to see, you don't actually need it to physically send video out to the internet. So with that said, I think that's covered enough of the basis for now in what you actually physically need to stream to the internet, gaming or otherwise. So let's stop this for now because it's almost 15 minutes, and let's move on to the next question. For the most part, you yourself, whether it be your YouTube account or your Twitch account, can moderate your side chats or your streams by yourself. Both companies provide Autobots or auto mods that you can program to censor chat or censor words in chat and so forth, that will prevent most users that are attempting to do so to stop doing so. That said, if you yourself want to be the focus of your own streams, I again would recommend at least a minimum of 4 moderators for your side chat. People that you know are going to be around to watch your stream and moderate it, and you trust to have good judgment. There are people out there as moderators who definitely are trigger happy And there are also moderators out there that won't do what's needed. So that is a very fine line, and you have to be confident in knowing that the people you're selecting are not only going to be there for you to help you keep an eye on your side chat for you while you're doing your stream, but also have the understanding of the knowledge of what goes on in what you want to go on in your side chats, and maybe even some of the legalities of the internet. So like for example, one of the things that I was told by one of my Twitch friends that I was actually accidentally doing in his Twitch stream, which was promoting your own channel, or basically like begging for subscribers. And that happens a lot. In my own personal view of it, if the person comes into your chat and asks if they can, self-promote, that's being respectful. If the person comes in though, and they're instantly, I'm such and such, come to my channel and see my videos, that is no. And depending on the moderator or channel owner, you are more than likely going to get, if not timed out, you are going to get blocked. Or in the case of YouTube now, hidden. So if you are going to, my best advice in that regards to in moderating is, give people a chance to come in and do so. And as someone coming into a chat that are wanting to get subscriptions for their own channels, my best advice to you is just simply interact in the chat. Let people get to know you. Say the right things, act the right ways. People will come to your channel and give you a sub. And of course, ultimately, if you are just going there just for a sub, again, ask nicely, ask politely. Please may I get a shout out, or please may I say something about my channel. The worst that can happen is you get told no or banned. Or by asking them politely, you actually can get respect, not only from the channel owner, the moderators, but also the people in the chat room will actually then, go check your channel out. And if they like how your channel looks, give you a like. So, again, know what you want to go on in your side chat. Trust at least up to 4 mods that you know are going to be around. If not, you're going to have a hell of a time to actually moderate your own chat and try to do your own stream. So I know that's why myself, I've had, a fair amount of people actually be appreciative or ask me to moderate their chat for them. So let's stop with this and move on to the next question. Okay, so there is the burning question. Why can't I say what I want in the side chats? I know my First Amendment rights, as someone said earlier last night, and it just makes me laugh. Because, first of all, you have to be aware that no matter where you are located in the world, no matter what country, unless your country has specific internet laws, you are on the internet and there are basically no laws other than, you might as well say for the most part, moral ones. When you come into a chat on someone's channel and you start saying stuff that sounds like you are self promoting yourself, you keep saying random things that are disrupting the chat, like posting multiple lines of text, saying things to people. For example, you don't tell a mod to, beep beep or use curses at them when they're trying to tell you something. So when you act like that, you know, you can expect to be, again, timed out or banned. And as for the part of them, mods having big heads or egos, yeah, even the channel hosts themselves can even be that way. The important thing, though, is as a channel owner slash operator, is to make sure that, again, you find individuals that are not, like that. Also, at the same time, it is very hard to do so when you have issues in the past with certain individuals, because certain individuals' conducts. That said, though, you enable a moderator to take action upon you when the channel owner himself or the users in the chat find you're being disruptive to the chat, which, you're then, in most instances, you're a nice person asks you, a nice moderator. The ones that, again, as some people think, or as one person had kind of said, have an ego or a big head or whatever, you're gone. It's as simple as that. There's no, oh, I was gonna give money or any other crap like that. They don't care. You're being disruptive to the people in the chat. You're being disruptive to the host of the live stream and so forth. If the host of the live stream itself specifically says, I don't want any excess chatter in my chat, I don't want, any spamming in my chat, I want it that my chat is a nice flow, I don't have to scroll through a million lines to find something that, that I can answer, or, see a person's response for, that's ultimately, up to the host slash owner of the channel to do that, is to give people that are moderators that as well, to make it easier for them, and also at the same time appease those people in the chat. Again, getting back to what I said in the previous thing, if you have moderators that aren't willing to do something when it needs to be done, then you can be a mess. I'll give an example of myself. Robert Baker is, just such a, he's a great guy. And when he started doing live streaming, you know, I was definitely there. And the amount of garbage and spamming of people's channels and saying, rude things or bad things, things that people would have an issue with, like just his chat would just scroll like crazy. And that's when I voluntarily said to Robert, I said, dude, you need a moderator because there is so much garbage going on in your side chat. And I said, you have no idea that it's going on. And also at the same time, you're too busy playing to do that, nor did he understand that aspect of it. So again, I volunteered to do it for him, and in that same chat, when he finally did enable me to be a moderator, the crap that was going on in the side chat went from a constant, like, one line a second, slowed down to instantly you could actually read the chat, and it was just amazing. Simple as that, and that's really what it's all about. There's a lot of people out there that they come online and they don't want to have to deal with the type of BS that goes on in real life. And that's the unfortunate thing about the internet, is that what happens in real life, most people usually go online to escape it and to get away and to relax. Unfortunately, though, individuals are being allowed to come online by having ease of access and so forth, and unfortunately, a lot of toxic individuals are then in turn being allowed to come online. Again, in most instances, myself, again, moderating, if someone comes in and they're just instantly toxic junk talking right from the beginning, you really have no choice, no chance to actually exist in that chat. You are going to be removed, for sure, timed out. And if you come back and talk with your own attitude and everything else, you're not going to be around. If you want to be interactive with people, you simply do not go around, promoting your channel, within, unless you ask permission. You don't go around harassing people. You don't go around making racist remarks or sexual remarks. I'm a little bit lenient on some things, but some things, there's just no question that it has to be dealt with and removed. So there are probably some moderators out there who probably truly do have big egos, big heads, and do it for the "I'm a moderator" kind of thing. But at the end of the day, most moderators over these programs are doing it for free. Nobody's getting paid. I'm not getting paid. I had one person send me a small token of appreciation. That's it. I don't go around demanding funds for doing it. And for that reason, that's why people that are doing it for free shouldn't be getting harassed about it or whatever else. But again, that's the luxuries of being a moderator. So again, let's move on to another question that might be a common thing. It's all that I can think of. Well, a couple things. One thing for sure is be yourself. At the end of the day, that is what is going to either attract or unattract people to your streams in your channel, is by being yourself. If you are a down-to-earth, sincere person, that is going to attract people. If you're always going off and ranting fits, you will only attract a certain amount of people and more than likely turn away people from your channel. Also, what can you do as well to be a successful streamer, channel owner, operator? Give people content and a reason to come to your channel. Whether it be life experiences on dating, playing video games, review on a cell phone, or how to use a cell phone, life lessons, talk about technology, anything, as long as it is of an interest to someone. And make sure to tag your videos correctly as well too. That as well is another big thing. But if you give people good content, they will come to your channel. And if you are a good person, that as well will draw people to your channel. Like what's being seen now as of late with YouTube is, again, they are removing toxic channels, toxic people of the YouTube community, though they are failing in some aspects of some individuals. For the most part, though, they are getting rid of the things that are negatives. Body shaming, racist things and so forth. That's what YouTube or Twitch doesn't want. They don't want stuff like that. They want things that are positive, things that are empowering for people. Give people a reason to stay on the YouTube channel and watch, and generate funds from revenue ads and so forth. That is, if you have revenue sharing or whatnot enabled, because again, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, and I think it's 4,000 hours of stream watching within a year to actually qualify for it now. So those are things. Make a attractive opening, make an attractive looking home page or host page, whatever you want to call it, where people can see your account. Put people in place that are actually going to help moderate or control your channel, that it'll make it that it's a enjoyable experience for somebody to come to your channel. Another thing is what's the term now? It's late at night, so my head's kind of lack of concentration for that thing. Networking, yes. Again, go to other people's channels, interact with them, interact with the host of the channel, interact with the chat for the channel and so forth, if it is something related to you. Like if you're doing a gardening themed channel or talking about gardening, going into a death metal channel isn't going to gain you a bunch of gardeners. Or say you're a garden repair, or sorry, a guitar repair channel. Well, you're not going to get a lot of viewers if you're going into a sewing and knitting channel. Just common sense stuff like that. And yeah, so, and ultimately in the end, just be honest. Because again, as I've said numerous times, whatever you put out on the internet is what people are going to judge you for. So if you are going to be negative, a A or a D, people are going to, again, look at you negatively and have no interest in talking with you and no interest in your channel. Positive, good, you don't have to be a goody two shoes, but be as normal of a human being as you can be. Though that unfortunately is a very hard thing in this day and age, as humanity is really kind of taking a little bit of a slide backwards, and compared to say even back in the 80s. But on that negative note, on that negative point that I just made about that, you have to, if you put the effort and the energy, and if you're really bound and determined to be successful and actually stay on YouTube or Twitch, don't give up. Stick with it, no matter if you got one viewer or 50 million viewers. You just simply got to keep going at it, and that's simply what it is. Well, unfortunately, if that's the way you feel or think about some things, you are probably going to have a problem with about 80 to 90% of the internet in general. My own personal experience, those individuals in real life that are very prudish or high upish, even very religiously fanatical like, if you're an individual that's that way, you are going to be very, to use an Asian term, thin skinned, and you're going to get offended by practically everything on the internet, because the simple rule is that people can say what they want on the internet. Again, referring to whatever, but you can't say everything. But the reality is not we are not all born the same. We're not all come out the same. We're all not raised the same. We all do not have the same life experiences as others. That is why we, as a whole, should be empowering each other with knowledge and experiences. I myself have had people that are not very keen on the fact of how open I am about certain topics or subjects of my own self or otherwise. But to me, that's sharing knowledge. Another famous phrase that I like to say is, knowledge is power. And it really is. Both in the good and bad ways, unfortunately. For the most part, most people want knowledge for the good reasons and the good ways, not the bad ways. But, if you come online and you find that somebody says something sexual, or in the case of even, say, myself, I'll use an example of myself. To me, I find using the N word very disrespectful to blacks who fought for to get rid of the use of that word in a negative manner. And I don't give a rat's derriere if you are one or not. Um, I still think it's disrespectful to all those people that fought to change it, died to change it. The word doesn't need to exist. Same as the other N word that seems to be going around and gaining some traction again, with a certain blank or um, blankish colored folks. Again, things, again, sexual things, things that, people might be saying it in a joking manner and you find it offensive, okay, fine, respectfully, yes, you're offended. But the problem is if you're in a side chat and say there's 50 other people in the side chat, you're the only one offended. It is a majority rule. Unless 5 other people, unless more than one individual speaks up and says, hey, I don't like that comment, can you apologize or please remove it? That's the only way something is going to happen, and that is the way how most things on the internet are dictated. Again, there are things that people are going to say on the internet that are going to be offensive to some folks, and other things that are going to be offensive to others. Like prime example to reference Facebook. You could have someone that you've known, you've been close to, and everything else. You could make a post about a fruit or vegetable looking like a sexual organ, unfriended, and it's like you're going to totally blow off, say like upwards of 20 years of a friendship because you posted a meme about a piece of fruit or a vegetable that looks like a sexual organ. It just doesn't make any sense. It's the same reason why fanaticals of for example, religion, certain racist things, certain other various things, that's why these folks usually are not successful online, because the majority of humanity, sees it as being wrong, and they will, go to whatever means legally to oust it from occurring and spreading throughout the rest of humanity. Because let's face it, the fact is online you can be just as very easily influenced as what you can be offline. A prime example is, advertising. American advertising has been a major sting to society, I feel. And it's cool that you need to, advertise this, but when you start making it that, certain individuals of a certain age should be able to wear this or act this way, or you need to buy this car, or you need to wear this cologne, and so forth. It starts painting and making for a very negative impact on the human race and personalities and society as a whole. And that's why, being online is both a good and bad thing. I mean, if you're someone, like I said, who's, to put it bluntly, uptight, snobby, arrogant, easily offended, why are you bothering to be online? Because, your experience online is just going to be bad. Not to mention, it's going to be toxic for anyone that has to deal with you, unfortunately to say, but, again, I'll get back to what I was saying in some previous comments. There are definitely individuals that should not be online, let alone given access to the internet. And that is where more of the countries need to be cracking down on getting rid of these individuals and toxic people, people with severe disorders that, can be very bad on society. They don't need to be on the internet. They should be removed. And I know I'm not the only one that shares that opinion. I know there's many others out there that see no reason for that type of negativity to exist in society, especially when society is so screwed up as it is nowadays. Due to advertising, making people think a certain way, so forth, whether it actually be from online, whether it be from advertising, whether it be from other people in society. It all is a big factor on the whole global spectrum of humans and how we interact, how we grow, how we evolve. So, again, my only advice is, if you are highly offended or rude, highly offended, or think someone's being rude, just to use the old term, is either suck it up, buttercup, or don't be online. And I mean, if you don't have a use for being online, then why are you on here? You should be off doing stuff in real life. I mean, I'll be honest, everyone should be actually trying to do a balance of online and offline life. It is very important for our health and well-being, both mentally and physically. So I think I've kind of spoke a fair amount on that one, so let us stop that one. So first off, I want to say thank you very much for sticking to the 54 minutes of this video that I have created. I hope that I've imparted my knowledge and wisdom to folks, helped to answer some questions, help give some insight to people that may be trying to understand me more. Just try to be more positive and helpful. I mean, again, we really need to do that in this world. That said, leave your comments down in the comments section. If you liked what you heard, want to do more videos like this, so forth, again, just do so. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Again, hope you all enjoyed my comments and thoughts I shared with you in this video. And have a good day. And keep positive. Keep doing positive in the world. Pay it forward. Do whatever you can to help your fellow human being. Bye for now.